Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Just right off the bat, I wanted to thank a couple of people. I wanted to thank the Sheriff's Department for the security that they have provided throughout this trial. Also, the Clayton County Police Department for the security that they have provided to the family also. I plea to the public. We have seen the statements that are on social media. I ask that you do not threaten either family. It's a tragedy all the way around. Justice has been served. The jury found Ms. Payne guilty, so please do not threaten the Herring family or the Payne family. Both families are still grieving. Let them grieve in peace without you threatening them. I beg of you, to those that have been online and sending those threats, please stop. Please stop. This is something that was handled correctly through the Justice Department, through the justice system. The jury found Ms. Payne guilty. Ms. Payne is going away for life with the possibility of parole. For those of you who do not understand what life with the possibility of parole means, it means in 30 years, that will be the first time that she will be able to come up for parole. But she's got an additional 13 years. She's a 25-year-old woman. I'm not good with math, but 30 plus 13 would put her somewhere around 78 years old before she could possibly get out of jail. So justice has been done here for Kenneth Herring. We would love for Mr. Herring to be home with his family right now for Christmas, but unfortunately, we don't have the power to go back in time and stop what happened on that day. So all we can do is go forward right now. I want to thank my entire office. These two ladies, Chief Assistant Bonnie Smith and Nigel Hunter, ADA Nigel Hunter, they did a phenomenal job. All the investigators, the victim advocates, for 4 years, it has been stop and go, and it's been frustrating. My office is right next to Chief Assistant Bonnie Smith, and anybody who knows Bonnie knows that she keeps her office at 55 degrees year round. So I've been, we've been sitting, I've been actually at her door talking to her about this case. I refuse to go in there and sit down and freeze, but they have done a phenomenal job. They have done a phenomenal job. I know that they have not rested in the last month and a half. The investigators that have been running, they too have not rested. The victim advocates that have held the hands of the Herring family and provided them with the answers, the security, and been there to answer those questions when we have not been able to because we've been running. I can't tell you what it is a pleasure it is to work with these people in this office because it truly is a team. It took a team to get this conviction, and it's going to take the team for us to be there for the Herring family to make sure that they continue to heal. So to the citizens of Georgia, to the citizens of Clayton County, justice has been served. The DA's office will continue the fight for all of those victims that are still out there, that are still waiting for their day in court. We're getting ready for the rest of y'all, and we will continue to fight.
Tasha,
Yes.
The Herring family asked the judge for life without parole, and your office sought that as well. What's your reaction to the judge not going with that recommendation?
We're not shocked. Judge Scott is good Scott and a good judge, and she's a fair judge, and she has a heart. And we've seen in other instances where she's given life without the possibility of parole. That's why Chief Assistant Smith made sure to make sure the court knew that those other charges could run consecutive. So, in our mind, when you look at 43 years and you're 25, all of the good years are gone. Your good years, your most productive years in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, they're gone. She's going to be sitting in somebody's prison, and we're looking at approximately 68, 70 years old coming out. Not saying that 68 or 70 is old, because I'm closer to that age then, but that's a time in life when you're starting to slow down. And you've lived your life, you've had your family, you've had your kids, you've hung out with your friends, you've done all the stupid things that you're allowed to do. And you sit back at age of 70 and you reflect on that with your friends and you have those memories. Well, her memories will be of prison.
Dennis Bryant, Hip Hop Inquirer. Were you able to talk to the family after the sentencing? And so, how did they feel about the ultimate decision by the judge?
I think they're happy. We spoke to them quickly. As you saw, we took them out the back door because of threats that were being made online. So our first priority was making sure that they were safe. Our victim advocates are speaking to them, but overall, they're happy. but they want their brothers, so they will never be whole. True happiness would be Kenneth sitting down at Christmas dinner. That would be true happiness, and calling his sister Biscuit, you know. So yeah.
Why do you think we're seeing these threats in this case?
I think people are under the misconception that it was race. We never, ever brought race into this matter. As I told y'all when she was convicted the other night, that was too simple to say that it was black and white. You know, we sat in our office for 4 years. We were having these discussions and trying to figure out why. Only Hannah Payne knows why she did it. But the fact that the certain things that we knew, we knew she had an African-American boyfriend, you know? So that automatically throws out, you know, hate out there, you know, race. She only knows, you know, why she did it. We've talked about class division. You know, Bonnie and I were sitting there talking about maybe it's because of she was here and she thought he was there because of the truck and the condition of the truck and stuff. We will never know. We will never know because she never really told us the truth on the stand. That story kept changing.
And we have certainly debated, as I said in sentencing, you know, would we be here if the person behind the wheel of that beat up truck was me, or, you know, someone that looked like me, or was you know, we don't know that. So we've certainly had those conversations, but again, as Tasha said, to make it about race was to simplify it too far. But I think it was a valid conversation to be had because there's a community that continues to have to ask for their trial date, continues to have to ask for protection and healing and time and understanding and to be heard. So I think that while that might be too simple of an answer, I'm glad that it opens a conversation for us to be able to have about, you know, why? And again, we may not get the answers, but it's a conversation worth having.
The threats that have come in, have they risen to the level where the Clayton County Police Department, Sheriff's Office, anyone are investigating and like
Yes.
looking?
Yes, and if they get them, we will prosecute them. This is enough. These families have been through enough. The siblings of Mr. Herring did absolutely nothing wrong. The family of Hannah Payne did absolutely nothing wrong. Hannah was the one who did something wrong that day. Hannah is now paying the price. Justice has been served. So I'm asking for the community to breathe and be calm. Justice has been served. This is not somebody that walked free. She is paying the price for taking a life. So we don't need this. Not going into the holiday season. This is the season for, you know, family and for forgiveness. And we ask that that comes across, that people forgive eventually what she has done, that she took a life.